suggested for that course because of the brininess of the American caviar would be a nice salty spike. All of a sudden we also had the saltiness of the bacon there as well, but the hamachi was so clean, almost like a minerally aspect to that. And so these were the flavors that Chris and I were playing off of one another in creating that combination. And I hope those are the sensations that you got. Otherwise, you have a crazy person talking to you, and I'm sorry you're just going to bear with that for a couple more courses. That's just the nature of the beast. But did any of that come through? I mean, were those the impressions? So it was a dish that ranged a little bit. It covered a lot of things. We brought the bacon into it. We brought the caviar. We brought the hamachi into it. We cured the hamachi. I'm saying we because I'm so confident. It sort of covered a large range, but it was all within a defined, very seafoody aspect, which is where Prima Pils belongs. And now we've put another victory beer in front of you that's not entirely a victory beer. This is the very first collaborative beer that Victory Brewing Company has ever done. We did it in collaboration with our friends at Dogfish Head Brewery in Milton, Delaware, and Stone Brewing Company in Escondido, California. It's called Saison du Buff, and BUFF stands for Brewers United for Freedom of Flavor, which is a long story, and if you'll indulge me, I'll tell you that. In June of 2003, I believe it was, all three of our breweries were working with the same distributor in Massachusetts, and there was a sampling event happening at a retailer, and I think it was Greg Cook at Stone who started the ball rolling because he's really good about writing bold manifestos and being bold about things. So we decided that we were going to get some media attention for ourselves because we were young breweries with no reputation. We were out there trying to make a name for ourselves. So we became the Brewers United for Freedom of Flavor. And we wrote a press release, which again read more like a manifesto. We sent it out, we did this event, and one person from the media showed up. So it was a spectacular failure. I remember Sam Calgione of Dogfish Head, chasing a woman like through the store, like, please come, try our beer. It was crazy. So when this thing closed and ended, we all went to a bar to have a beer, talk about what went right, what went wrong. The what went wrong part was a larger part of the conversation. But the bar that we found was, oddly enough, called Buff's Pub. So we're like, okay, this Buff thing, it failed today, but it's got something to it. So we always talked about doing something collaborative. In December of this past year, Greg and Sam were doing some event, and they obligated me to be a part of a collaborative beer. Okay, cool. So we started talking about what we would do together. Between our three breweries, there's very few beer styles that we've not done. There is an obscure style of Belgian beer called Bier de Garde, which is sort of an offshoot or a variant of Saison, and we were like, okay, well, let's do that. We've never done that. And then somehow the conversation went to sage, and we all talked about how much we love sage as a cooking ingredient and an aromatic. So we're like, okay, let's go back to Saison and let's pull sage in. And then once we had sage, we started talking about lemon thyme and parsley and rosemary. So over 3 or 4 conversations over the phone, this beer came together. This beer could have very easily been the first beer as well, because it really works as an aperitif. It's so herbal, herbaceous, and bright when it comes to the nose. There's no shortage of hops. So we brewed these beers at all 3 breweries, and the version you're drinking this evening was brewed at Victory Brewing Company on June the 10th. And very, very proud of this beer because I don't know anything else like it out there. And I'll tell you, when I had my 3rd sip of the Stone version, I was trying to do a video for the blog. I had my 12-year-old daughter filming it, and on my 3rd sip, I was like, wow, why am I thinking about roast chicken? This really belongs with fowl, herbed fowl. I mean, and I think the kitchen is right on. in where they're thinking. Of course, when we were done filming that spot, my daughter closed the shutter of the camera and said, "You are the biggest dork I know." It's you and me together for the rest of our lives. So these are the things that we do. We invest ourselves fully in developing new flavors, and we work with our friends to do so. Craft brewing is a phenomenal opportunity to grow and experience new things, and the audience, of course, has a big part in this. And so this being a relatively new beer that is extremely limited, you got a great opportunity to enjoy it, paired with some fantastic cuisine. And if you have questions about it, I'd be very happy to tackle them.
I detect a tropical fruit flavor here.
Fruit flavor to it?
Yeah, a tropical fruit.
Yeah.
A certain tropical fruit, in fact.
Tropical fruit flavor in the beer, I would ascribe to the use of citra hops. Hops are the bittering, aromatic component in beer. We haven't really talked about them, but we touched upon them in the Prima Pills. We use a new variety of hops that comes from the Yakima Valley of Washington State, and called Citra, and they have a very lemon characteristic to them. And you said tropical fruit. I mean, I guess there is some sort of mango characteristics to them as well.
It's guayaba, cold.
Okay.
And it smells and tastes very much the same.
Interesting. Well, we don't all share the same taste buds, so I can sort of get you in the range and tell you, why I think that flavor is occurring, but I can't tell you exactly how it's reacting on your tongue, unfortunately. But no, I think that there definitely is some both citrus and tropical fruit characteristics to this beer. But then there's this herbaceous dryness. I mean, I feel like I'm fairly good with flavors, but when I sip this beer, at one moment I'll say, "Oh yeah, look at all that sage," and then the next moment my mind will go, "No, that's actually rosemary." And so this beer is very slippery in terms of it can almost be whatever your mind wants it to be, because all of the components are harmonized to a certain extent. And sort of what we were shooting for: 3 different breweries, 4 different herbs, 3 different hops, yeast from different places, water from different places. Harmony was the goal, so hopefully we achieved that.
Have you tasted both of their versions?
Have I tasted all the versions? I have, yeah.
Do they taste similar?
They all taste very similar. The Dogfish Head is the one that's a little bit of an outlier. It's a little bit more vegetal. I kept thinking of God, I need cheese with this thing rather than fowl, but they're all very similar, for sure.
I just wanted to say one thing. I also work for Big
Sean and I work together, yeah.
I happen to be the New York and Connecticut sales manager, so whereas I don't have the beautiful job of being the face behind the beer, I'm the guy that's the face in front of it to all the places that you're going to be able to buy it from. And this beer is the most sought after beer that I've ever had the pleasure of selling. I had such a limited quantity for all of New York and Connecticut. I've been saving this barrel. I think we can talk and attest to the fact how difficult it was to get it from my distributor here, because we had it padlocked. Like, no, this is coming here at this date, and so I'm really excited that we can all share that together. And when I looked at the menu, when they sent it over to me, I was like, spot on. I can't wait to taste this stuff. I'm very excited. Thank you very much for coming as well, and yeah, thanks both.
Oh. Questions and comments, we appreciate them both. So yeah, I'll circulate, enjoy conversation. We got our next course coming around as it will flow, and we'll all enjoy it, okay? Enjoy.
I feel sad now.